Hi, a quick word. If you're watching this, it's my birthday. And if you want to give me a little birthday present, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Okay, thank you very much. Now enjoy the video. 2024 was the year I figured out not only how many fantastic video games released, but also the absurd amount of games we should be excited for in 2025. Notably, indie games, because the lineup for AAA in 2025 goes Doom the Dark Ages, GTA 6, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, and who the heck cares? But indie games, on the other hand, let me tell you about the upcoming indie games, because wow, do some of these look really promising. Take Orbo's Exodus, for example. First of all, why wouldn't you want to play this game? I mean, look at what you're playing as. This is a deal sealer, and more importantly, it has the most satisfying 3D platforming controls and movements ever. A bold claim, I know, but I've played a whole lot of platformers in my time, and this right here has nailed it perfectly with 3 simple, beautiful buttons: jump, crouch, and morphosis. And while very simple on their own, when they're all stringed together in a beautiful symphony, you twist, dive, and shoot all over the gorgeous landscape of this desert island. Okay, so the logic isn't exactly there yet, but a demo is a demo. And for the fact an hour of content is more than what I could ask for is just, God. You can really feel how the devs at Fever Dream Software have honed their crafts into Orbo's Odyssey in 2023. But Orbo's Exodus is just the tip of the new indie game iceberg. You got AntonBlast, a game about a red man who loves gambling and alcohol, and who is now mysteriously on my kin list. Isopod, the adorable spin-off to Web where you play as a... well, can you take a guess? Whose mission it is to quote-unquote take down the fire ant conglomerate. The Reality Machine, being a VR child of Squidward's Time Machine and the hit Roblox game Normal Elevator, and I wish I could tell you more, but the only available footage and information is all you're seeing on screen. So moving on to a game I actually want to stick with for a little bit because of their approach to marketing that I don't remember any other game doing. Yeah, that's right. They decided to make a 10-hour experience for all to enjoy. Wait, that's not right. The game isn't out yet. How could they have done that? Oh, I missed a word in the script. Okay. Let me try again. They decided to make a 10-hour demo? Yeah, that's right, apparently. On screen right now is the demo, with an already several hours poured into it for its buttery controls that feel like a bunch of baby ducklings are smooching your fingers. And the OST sounds like a bunch more baby ducklings for some reason. What's important to ask is how the full game is going to be different from the Tackle Box demo. Because this feels pretty full to me, and I can only speculate, but it's possible that this is just one of the many worlds we could experience, and I got my fingers crossed for the tomato soup land to be in. Then again, I could just go to an IKEA like the one in store is closed, which takes the infinite IKEA SCP and throws it into the unit engine, and I see this game going in one of 2 directions. It is either incredibly replayable to the point where people have hundreds of hours and incredibly elaborate bases, and it's universally praised. Or it plays like single-player Rust, which would already be bad enough, but I feel like it would also have the building mechanics of a game from 1995. But heading further back in time, nets us a game like Mouse P.I For Hire. And I'm sure you've seen this game around before on Twitter or somewhere, but it really is a breath of fresh air despite the fact that Fallen Aces already did something similar this year. But for me personally, it has the edge with the art style, and while just like Fallen Aces, I find the 2D enemies kinda ugly looking. I mean, what the hell else were they gonna do in order to capture the 2D style in a shooter? It really was the best option they had, and this is the kind of product I want to see of Mickey Mouse entering the public domain. Instead of some shitty horror game, the team over at Fumi Games have clearly poured love into this instead of just trying to jump on the new opportunity. Unlike Unrecord, which is totally running off the new Unreal Engine 5, because how the fuck else is it gonna look like this? No, seriously, you want those poor devs to use Unity or something? And a similarly eye-cleansing game is Paranormal Tales, which, guess what? Also runs on Unreal Engine 5, oh my god! And if you don't mind short tangents, where do we go from here with video game graphics? Sure, it's gonna run like hot poo-poo into my machine, but it's all worth it to see the individual hair molecules of that ghost girl. But I think now is an appropriate time for a lightning round of all the liminal surreal horror experiences experience is currently destined and dreamed for a 2025 release date, starting with Oyasumi, by far the one I'm most excited for. Doesn't limit itself to typical backrooms bullshit and expands its horizons into the nostalgic creep of old video games like Super Mario 64 and Gold Source games. Whisper transition. Subliminal. I've been following the development of this one for ages, and it really seems like it knows what it wants to be and has an actual decent direction, unlike a lot of other Liminal games. Let's just hope it's not a shit direction. But one downside is that, like a lot of other games on this list, it's gonna send my computer into cardiac arrest with these graphics. Whisper transition. Infinitum, a game that is so close to the awesome MMO-style backrooms base-building survival game I've always dreamed of, but I still like the open world aesthetic of choosing your own starting. And lastly, Whisper transition. The Upper Downer Complex, the game that I have seen zero gameplay of or any word of what it's actually gonna be like. I'm matching that with the weird-ass marketing.
We make your eardrum.
Hill County 911, what's your emergency?
I just killed my children.
Makes this game a mystery I want to solve. Whew, okay, lightning round over. Now, I want to take a complete 180 from surrealist horror over to a little game called Killer Bean. A game that started development in 2021 and was set to release in 2022.
You ain't never in a million
And then 2023. And then summer of 2024, and I feel like you see where I'm trying to say here. But despite the concerning development behind the game, you can't look at this and tell me it doesn't look hella goofy fun time.
Good.
And you know, I never really cared about Killer Bean before this was announced, but the idea of a sandbox third-person shooter with a bunch of cool tricks you can do and giant buses to take down is mind-numbing for an indie title. But on top of all of that, on top of all the game development hoops it must take to make all of those things happen, every time you die, your location changes, your mission changes, your bosses change, and most impressive of all, your story changes. And just, wow, what a pitch, really. The idea of flying around in Max Payne slow-mo with a fresh feeling each time you die and come back sounds so engaging. I genuinely think I'm gonna be hooked by the time this comes out. With the quote, "No two campaigns are the same," really mounting a lot of pressure on this game to deliver on those monumental promises. But do you know what I'm confident will release their next title in an incredible state? Landfall. With their upcoming speed-based running game called Haste. And the subtitles are stupid, I'm not reading that. But I will tell you one thing. I think this will be Landfall's magnum opus, as they really are bringing together the elements of their previous 3D games to make a super game. Picking off the style of totally accurate battle simulator, taking the speed and flow of cluster trucks and placing the dangers of content warning in the world of Haste, which I would say is the only thing I'm kind of disappointed in as of right now. Like, there's nothing wrong with them, don't get me wrong, but they just kind of look boring. I mean, grass, desert, ice, what the f is this? New Super Mario Bros. Wii, except it's being re-released for the 45th time under the new title. New Super Mario Bros. Wii U 2 Me Remastered Ultra Deluxe by me. Nintendo wants free money. Now, I don't know if this next game would be considered indie anymore due to the incredible popularity it and its spin-off received, but I'd be genuinely mentally ill if I didn't mention Subnautica 2. Because while I definitely have my problems with the first two on a structural level, I absolutely love Subnautica, man, and the trailer for its sequel just makes me feel like I'm back in 2015 experiencing this rancid world of fear and hunger for the first time again. But instead of doing what they've already done for a second time, it's gonna be given a whole new edge with the addition of online multiplayer. And I hope the gameplay is built around the fact that there's two of you, rather than it feeling like a shit mod for Subnautica 1 that lets you see your friend move at 2 frames per minute. Now, as for the last two games possibly releasing in 2025 that I wanted to mention are Don't Kill Them All and REanimal, which have no correlation whatsoever. I just wanted an excuse to make my friend draw a crossover out of these two games, which both share an interesting development story. As you may have noticed, REanimal looks a lot like another obscure title that's set to release next year. And that is because REanimal is the product of Little Nightmares 1 and 2's original team, who aren't working with Bandai Namco anymore due to legal bullshit that isn't worth getting into. But I am unironically more excited for REanimal than I am Little Nightmares 3, as it just looks far more appealing in my eyes, continuing to be a gritty, dark world rather than an oddly bright world of Little Nightmares 3, although I do like something different. So let's just see how it turns out. And as for Don't Kill Them All, I'm officially in the game. In the credits. in the Patreon supporter section. I'm just happy to be helping out a game with so much potential, as it combines a turn-based RPG with an Animal Crossing sort of village management experience, which is such a genius move, as turn-based RPGs and village management games can be quite repetitive, but combining them lessens the chance of it getting old, and the art style itself is just mwah. I live for games like these where you can just feel the pure passion pumped into every inch of the code. Thank you all so much for joining me on another little tangent. I'm happy I could get this out before 2025. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to, but here we are. Now, obviously, I feel like this should be known. It's possible that some of these games mentioned won't release in 2025, but it's very likely they will. Some of them definitely will, others won't. But anyway, what's important to note is thank you for watching, and thank you for listening right now. And if you like this, make sure to check out my Twitch page. That place is pretty awesome. Make sure to go check out my Discord server. We got a Minecraft server, you know, we got a bunch of cool people in there. And if you're feeling very generous, because, you know, it's my birthday today, please head on over to the Patreon so you can get these cool little benefits that are being shown on screen right now. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and happy birthday to me, and possibly you. I don't know when your birthday is. Happy birthday. All right, I love you. Goodbye. Mwah.